MC Press Online presents Video Tutorials with Joe Pluto. Video Tutorial Volume 1, WDSC Basics. Tutorial number 5, Compiling a Program and Reviewing the Results. In our previous tutorial, you created a library and copied a source file, including a source member, into that library. In this tutorial, you'll compile that member into the new library and review the results. You should have already started up WDSC using the workspace that you've been using for the tutorials up until this point. Your workbench should look like what you see on the screen. There's an iEdit perspective in the upper right, some fast view icons in the lower left, and the remote systems detail view is open on the bottom. You may have some source files open. I don't, but if you do, please close everything by using File, Close All from the main menu. Then we're going to open a source file as if we were editing it and compiling it. If you don't see this right now, please pause and get your workbench open and we'll move on. Okay, next, click on the Remote Systems Explorer Fast View icon as shown, and the Remote Systems Explorer view will appear. If your connection is not already open, expand it by clicking on the plus sign. If it is open, you may see the library list open as well from our last tutorial. Let's close that to remove a little bit of clutter. And the next thing you want to do is locate your PBD-Toot library filter. You'll see that. If it's not open, expand it, and inside it should be one single object, the PBD-Toot library itself. Expand that library. At this point, if you're not already connected, you will be prompted for your user ID and password. Enter them. Press OK to connect. You'll see the connection information status at the bottom of the screen, and then you will see PBD-Toot will open up and you'll see the QRPG LE source file. Next, expand that to see the one member in it, which is the proof member. Double click on that member and magically it will open in the LPEX editor. Okay, at this point in time we are in a typical programming session. We've opened a member, theoretically made some changes, saved it, and now it's time to compile. The simplest way to compile is to use the compile option from the main menu. If you click on that, select compile, you will see several options. Now, if these options are not available, if they're grayed out, it's because your source member is not active. In order for the source member to be active, the tab must be blue. If it's not blue, if it's white, it's not active, and you have to click on it, and that makes it active. Okay, now assuming that your source member is active, we can now compile. Several menu options are available. Basically, you can either compile or you can compile with a prompt. Compile is like taking a 14 from PDM, while compiling with a prompt is like taking a 14 but hitting F4 to enter additional options. In this case, there are two active options: create bound RPG program and create RPG module. Which you use will depend on your application architecture, but in this particular case we're just going to compile the program, so we'll use the create bound RPG and we'll use all the defaults. So all we have to do is click on it. Once you've selected the menu option, the iSeries command log may appear down here. At that point, that's telling you that you submitted a job to batch. Some additional information appears on the status line while it's running, and then what will happen is you may see quickly a message in the command log that says the job was submitted and completed, but no matter what happens, what will happen at the end is the iSeries error list will appear. And in that error list, you will see the errors from your compile. Now, if all went well, you should see only these two informational errors. If you see more errors, you've got an environmental setup issue. But this, if things are going correctly, you will see these two simple errors. Now, for one of the very cool things about how integrated the whole process is, integrating the compiles in with the editor and the workbench, if you were to double click on any of these errors, what will happen is the errors will then get inserted into the source code in the appropriate place from the lines that actually cause the error. It's a really nice way to then be able to go in and modify and fix all of your errors one at a time. Okay, for the end of today's tutorial, we have actually compiled successfully, so now let's go back and make sure of that. To do that, once again, bring up the Remote Systems Explorer. You will now see you will go back and see the library, and at that point you can refresh the contents of the library by right-clicking on it, selecting refresh, and you should now see two new objects. I'm sure we expected to see the proof program. That's this guy. However, what you might not have expected is this EVF vent file. That will show up in any library where you compile using WDSC. That file is used to transmit the results of the compile back up to the workbench. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. In our next installment, I'll show you how to use service entry points to debug a program and how to use some of the features of the debugger. This has been an MC Press Online production. This has been a Pluto Brothers design tutorial.